हाय, इस वीडियो में हम कवर करेंगे पॉलिसी मेकिंग प्रोसेस इन इंडिया। ओके, कि इंडिया के अंदर पॉलिसी मेकिंग प्रोसेस किस तरह की होती है। सो पॉलिसी मेकिंग इज अ वाइटल फंक्शन ऑफ ऑल लेवल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट इन इंडिया। ओके, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शन है। ओके, दैट इज द पॉलिसी मेकिंग फॉर द conduct of government business. Certain rules have to be framed, okay, under the article 77 clause 3 of the constitution. So the rule of business govern the procedures for decision making, and within the ambit of these rules, policy decisions are taken by the Council of Ministers, particularly by the Cabinet. So the power is given by the Constitution under Article 77 Clause 3. Okay. So on that basis, the Council of Ministers, particularly Cabinet, make the rules, okay, and take the policy decisions. So, but nowhere in the rules does there seem to be any distinction drawn between those who decision which are concerned with policy and those that are not. Okay, किसका काम है किसका काम नहीं है. Okay, that is not particularly, okay, segregated. So policy and administration are intimately related and are the integral part, okay, of the executive government. ठीक है. So the policy and administration, okay, administration are both are the integral part in the executive government. So indeed it is may be said that some important decision of on policy are often taken informally. The prime minister or particularly, okay, colleague, if he is confident of being able to carry particular policy through, or may announce a decision either in a parliament or public. However, this is not frequent, especially in a coalition of government. This is happened. So the cabinet makes us a committee system to facilitate decision making in specific area. Depending upon the membership of any cabinet committee, its decision is either the final on the behalf of the government, or decision may be placed before the full cabinet committee for rectification. So whatever the decision that will be converted into the policy, so that is taken by the members, okay, member of the cabinet committee or member of the any committee. And at that moment the cabinet committee, it is very much important in the formulation of the policy. So and also the very much important for the making the decision. Okay, so of the if the member of the committee is powerful, then it can easily take the decision. Otherwise they take the help of the cabinet committee for the rectification. So vast number of decisions are of course taken by individual ministers within the ambit of the rules for the business of the government. ओके, दीज आर कंसिडर द अथॉरिटेटिव डिसीजन. तो इस तरह से बहुत सारे जो कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर होते हैं मेनली, ओके, जो हाई लेवल के अधिकारी होते हैं, ओके, वो डिसीजन ले लेते फॉर द मेकिंग ऑफ द पॉलिसीज, ओके, मेकिंग ऑफ द रूल्स एंड अदरवाइज, ओके, ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. अदरवाइज जो छोटे मिनिस्टर होते मेनली द स्टेट मिनिस्टर, दे टेक द हेल्प ऑफ द कैबिनेट कमिटी. So it is often depend upon the personality and political image of the minister as to what matter he will decide and what he will refer to the prime minister or the cabinet. Okay, उनको पता है कि which type of decision they can take. Okay, so but the cabinet as a whole has to pursue of the rightness of such decision. It is therefore observed that cabinet decisions are taken by the prime minister together with the minister concerned. Okay, तो मेनली जो डिसीजन लिया जाता है कैबिनेट कमिटी द्वारा, वो मेनली by the decision of the prime minister. Okay, and all minister will support the prime minister. Technical speaking, most of the decision on various matter involving policy issue of less important are taken by the administrative secretaries or the committees of the secretaries. Some office service of the cabinet, जो भी छोटे छोटे इशू होते उनके ऊपर, ठीक है, मेनली जो डिसीजन है वो कौन लिए जाते, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सेक्रेटरीज द्वारा या कमिटी ऑफ सेक्रेटरीज द्वारा. So this secretary government in a particular ministry, senior civil servant of the ministry, head of the government department and other officials at level below the department head are vested. So in a specific matter which delegate authority by the minister. Okay, minister power दे देता है कि इस टाइप के डिसीजन कौन ले सकता है, सेक्रेटरी ले सकता है, जो भी हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट होगा वो ले सकता है. ओके, दैट इज मेनली द पावर डेलीगेशन. ओके, पावर डेलीगेशन, okay, by the ministers. Okay, so the for the conduct of the government business there are large volume of the department rules of the procedures and of guidelines in which making decision in each particular agencies. So whenever a matter is seen to be concern or interest to the minister or the department other than one in which is being considered, it is incumbent upon the formal of the concerned and affect ministry or department and approval. तो अगर जो इश्यू है वो अगर थोड़ा मिनिस्ट्री कंसर्न है या कुछ थोड़ा ज़्यादा टाइप सीरियसनेस टाइप है, देन दैट मैटर विल बी कंसर्न विद द mainly refer to the ministers. Otherwise the small decision are taken by the head of the department. This is somewhat sketchy account of the policy making process and policy making procedures. ठीक है, इस टाइप की मेनली पॉलिसी मेकिंग प्रोसेस हो चलती है. So in a complex system such as union government or that of the state government in India, vast number of social, political, economic and administrative factor influence the choice of the policy. The election manifesto of the political party in power interest group, okay, political parties, administration or judicial court, Niti Aayog, good and service tax council, system of the center state consultation, international agencies or other non-state actors and many other institutions have functioned with direct or indirect bearing on the policy making. Okay, all these are mainly influence on the policy, okay, directly or indirectly. So thus within the constitutional ambit all these institutions or their decision may exercise influence on government policy. The extent of influence may vary depending upon the wide range of contextual factor. Policy making process has to a large extent been regarded by डेविड स्टोन एज अ ब्लैक बॉक्स. ओके, डेविड स्टोन ने ये जो पॉलिसी मेकिंग प्रोसेस है इसको मेनली क्या कहा है, ब्लैक बॉक्स का है, विच कन्वर्ट डिमांड इनटू पॉलिसीज. ओके, but those structure is seem to be unknown and unaccessible to observation. So the policy making is an is an extremely complex analytical and political process to which there is no beginning or end in the boundary which are most uncertain. Okay, somehow the complex set of force engage in the policy making and take a whole produce effect called policies. The parliament is empowered by the constitution with function of representing the people in making policy through passing a law. तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने पावर दिया है टू द पार्लियामेंट टू मेक द लॉ. ओके, बिकॉज दे रिप्रेजेंट द पीपल. The legislative process is therefore the fundamental mechanism for expressing public policy. At the same time, legislation permit more specific policy making by executive branch of the government within the legislative and constitutional framework and review function of the judiciary. So likewise the implementation process is taking place. Okay, and this is mainly the context. Okay, this is mainly the in the context of India how the policy making process will be done. Okay, किस तरह से पॉलिसी मेकिंग प्रोसेस इंडिया के अंदर होता है ये मेनली हमने जाना है. ओके, थ्रू ऑल दिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मीन्स एंड द रोल ऑफ ईच वन. ठीक है, जो मेनली यहाँ पे जो चीज़ है मेनली जो कौन कौन इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं वो है, और इसमें जो छोटी मोटी जो चीज़ें होती है मेनली वो टेकन बाय द सेक्रेटरी और द हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट, और जैसे लार्ज एक्सटेंट का कुछ होता है. ओके, जिसमें मेनली जो क्या करते अफेक्ट मिनिस्ट्री डिपार्टमेंट. ठीक है, इस टाइप के लेवल के जो मैटर्स होते हैं वो मिनिस्ट्री को मतलब मेन मिनिस्टर के साथ कंसर्न किया जाता है. सो लाइक वाइज द रोल ऑफ द all all the functionary of the ministry will help in the formulation of the policy. So this is the policy formulation, okay, in the India. Okay, mainly concerned with the India. So policy making process in India. Now we will come to the conclusion of this chapter. So the use of policy process can bring benefit, okay, to analyze the public policy. Perhaps more attention could have been paid to implementation and policy evaluation. Okay, so as with any set of headline, it can guide or suggest thing to be looked at in orderly manner when someone in government is faced with particularly policy problem. It is even possible that result of the analysis based on the policy cycle and may be better than without one. In method, according to the step in analyzing is more than method or technique. It is a way of thinking about problem, organizing data, presenting presenting findings. Policy analysis develop their own style and their personalized way of orchestrating information. However, we can believe beginning analysis can develop a set of basic skill and general approach that will provide foundation for analytical development. Policy making is a federal system like our often tend to a complex. The constitutional order set a parameter of the policy making process. The constitution assert, okay, the that policy making should be deliberative. Okay, federalism makes sweeping national change in policy decision more orders, lengthy, constitutional, and the measure of the law are mainly responsible for litigation as well as showness with regard to the policy making and implementation. So this is chapter number 3. Okay, the public policy process in India, formulation and implementation. So that's all for this video. Thank you. Bye bye.